This much Senator John Thune knows. There's a lot we don't know about what's behind the IRS scandal, but this much we do, that now is not the time to expand its powers into health care and the hiring of some 16,000 agents who would be devoted to just that. In fact, since this entire IRS thing has erupted, you have seen this called into question not only by some prominent Republicans like Senator Thune of South Dakota, but a number of Democrats who are similarly concerned the IRS is a mess. Senator, how bad does this get, certainly on just the health care implementation side?
Well, I think that's one of the really scary aspects about this whole discussion, Neil, is that the very people, Sarah Ingram, who was head of the exempt division that did all this political targeting in this latest episode, would be responsible under ObamCare for the regulations associated with all the pieces of ObamCare that the IRS is going to be responsible for. So what we did is simply send a letter to the Attorney General Eric Holder as well as to Jack Lew, the Treasury Secretary, and essentially said, is she under investigation in this latest issue? And we don't believe that any regulations pertinent to Obamacare ought to move forward until such time as that issue is resolved. She either resigns or is fired. Those things ought to be suspended. This is the person who is going to be responsible for implementing and enforcing Obamacare who was a part of this latest scandal.
Do you think that this goes beyond just the IRS, Senator?
Well, I think there's clearly, Neil, a culture of intimidation that is pervasive in many areas of the government today. And we blew the whistle on this a couple of months ago when the Environmental Protection Agency took 80,000 records and gave those out, that information, to liberal environmental groups. And there were, it was names, addresses, phone numbers, geographic coordinates of their farms and ranches. There were 500 farm and ranch families in South Dakota that were impacted by that. But it just seems like what this administration seems intent on doing is bullying, intimidating, threatening the people that oppose them and helping their friends, and in some cases giving information to their friends that can help them attack their enemies. So it really is Chicago-style politics at its worst, and it seems to be very pervasive in the administration, and this, of course, IRS is just one example of that.
All right, focusing on the IRS thing again one last time then. Do you think, Senator, that it was wise for the chief counsel at the White House not to convey to the president that the Inspector General had discovered this conservative targeted attack line and to keep him out of it?
No, I don't think that it was wise, and I think that at every step along the way here, there were attempts to conceal this. You can, it has come out in testimony in front of the various committees, including the Senate Finance Committee yesterday. You had former IRS Commissioner Doug Shulman, as well as the current Acting Commissioner Steve Miller, say that they knew about this in May of last year, didn't disclose that, but thought that they'd done the right thing. Well, I don't think the American people think that was the right thing, and I think the fact that the White House counsel's office knew this in April of this year, didn't tell the president about it, and the White House said we didn't find out until May 10th when Lois Lerner went in front of the ABA conference and dropped this bomb. That's a big mistake. I mean, the President of the United States should have been aware of this and made aware of it sooner. Obviously, they were trying to keep a lot of information from coming out until it absolutely was going to come out, and when the Inspector General's report was going to be released, then they were forced to act.
It is getting weirder and weirder. Senator, thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
Thanks, Neil. You too.